Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee, Art, and Coloring in the morning. I'm Dede, and this is now we're into part 4. We are coloring in Color My Sketchbook 2, and at the end of this segment, I will back out and show you through this book. Suzanne sent me Sketchbook 1 and 2 by Bennett Klein, and we are now on part 4 of coloring. Oh dear! So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to work a little bit on the skin, and then I think what we'll do is after that we'll continue a few more parts on Monday. So I won't work on it over the weekend. So if you're just now joining us, and this is part 4, Monday we'll probably work on the rose, the hummingbirds, the parakeets, and the parrot, the parakeets and the parrot, the roses. There's roses down here. So I think right now I'll just spend the next 45 minutes or so working on the skin, and then we will do the rest on Monday. So, and yeah, at the end of this segment, I'll back out so y'all can see that I'll do a little tour of the whole book. All right, so I'm thinking I would like her to have a little bit darker skin because it just would go well with the dark of her face. What do y'all think? I think she would look nice with darker skin. But I'm going to start out with I'll just start out with a nice light flesh color, and we'll build it up, and we can make her, I just think she'd be cool to be a dark, like a darker skin girl. What do y'all think? In the meantime, while we're waiting for lag, I'm just going to put a nice, just a gentle light coat just to get rid of the color book page white with a nice peach color. I always, yes, we'll do bright color fingernail polish too. I already thought of that. Thank you, Suzanne. But I think I want to do her dark skin. But even when I do dark skin, I usually still start with a light base coat just to get rid of the white of the color book page, right? So I'm just going to go ahead. And again, I can't stress it enough how light of a touch you have to do to get layers. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put a nice light coat of peach over the whole thing. And I have been taking my time on this piece, so. I'm just putting a nice light. I'm barely touching the page. It's very, very light. You probably can't even hardly see it on camera, right? She has a little bracelet on. I don't know if we'll get to that today, but because this is already part 4 of 45-minute segments. You can see a little bit. See how it's pure white and that's just a little off white there? Okay. And this is a grayscale color book, so it's got shading, a little bit of shading. It's got a little bit in the shadows here. It doesn't have too much on her actual hands or anything, but it's got some. Okay. You can see a little bit of her collarbone right there. Pay attention to those grayscale shaded areas because that's what, that's the, I don't say the benefit, but that's the advantage of having a grayscale is you see where the shading already is, like when we did these horns here, or the hair and the ears. Hey, Blondie. All right, so if we're going to have her, let's just say she's going to be like this kind of the reddish brown sienna color, kind of, sort of. Um, I think I'll start with a sienna color. Let's see, that'll be pretty, pretty, pretty. She'll be pretty. I want the umber. Let's see, this is the light umber. I don't want gray. I want, of course, the dark brown, the peaches, a couple of peaches. Dark brown, where's my dark brown? Nope, that's black. I want dark brown. Where's my dark brown? Go to roll off. Could have rolled off the table. Where'd it go? No, oh, here it is, dark brown. I'm going to want a little bit of blue, and I'm going to want my sienna, if I can find it. Either a sienna or a terracotta, whichever here. Burnt ochre, burnt ochre, terracotta, and the siennas are all kind of similar. So you can kind of look at which one you kind of want to, you like. I mean, I'll use them, interchangeably now. I'm just going to add a little bit of it here just so it kind of ties in with her skin. Just a touch right there. Very subtle, but you'll be able to tell. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the burnt ochre, and I'm going to start going in on some, again, light touch. Don't bear down, even when you think that's going to be the darkest color. Take your time, light touch. And I'm going to start working in some of the shadows, okay? Like maybe behind the roses, you might be able to see a little bit of her skin in there. Okay. Just a pretty reddish brown color as a base. And there's going to be layers, so just take your time. I'll do one side and then I'll show you and I'll do the other side. Just to start. This is just the very, very beginning, right? If you're speaking to Dede, oh yeah, please do. If you're talking to me, guys, put it in caps, because otherwise I just think it's conversation rolling by, and I do try to catch it all, but I don't catch it all. So if you want to ask me something, put it in caps. Okay. Just going to kind of go along the finger shadow there. Along her bracelet, there'll be a little shadow under the bracelet. And this side of her hand is in more of a shadow than the other side. Yes, we're a bunch of mixed nuts, that's for sure. Okay, so let me show you this so far. So there's some of the shadow I put in, and then there's the non-shadow. Okay, I'll hold it there for just a second because I know at least one person is coloring along with me. Okay, this is just the first layer. Well, actually, it's the second layer because I put a coat of peach on there. All right, so now I'm going to just go ahead and work on the other. I wish you could see how I'm barely touching the page, barely touching the paper. No harsh edges, keeping it very feathered out, very feathery. If you need something darker, go over it like 10 times. In other words, instead of just bearing down and getting a harsh dark line right there, go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, do it like that. Just do it very lots of light layers. Don't push. I know I say that all the time, guys, but I can't stress that enough. Okay, I think some of our skin's going to show through on a couple of these behind these roses right in here. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like her skin's showing in a couple of places. Maybe there and there. I don't know if it really is, but we're going to make it show through right in there. Something over here. They usually this book seems to be very symmetrical. When it has one side, it has pretty much the other. It's very very similar, if not exact, in a mirror image. Mirror image. You'll see, hopefully. Okay, just the start, just a little in between, something like that. Yeah, this is a grayscale. Are y'all asking about the book again? Here, it's this one, Color My Sketchbook number 2, Bennett Klein. A little bit of her collarbone shows, just a little. And she probably have a little bit of a shadow from that feather. Just a little bit there. With me, Patty? Patty? Who I think is coloring along with me on this page. I gotta turn my chair. My fan is not blowing on me. It's hot. Oh, there we go. Okay. So just put this base coat down with a little bit of red to it. Kind of got a reddish, the sienna brown color. Probably her wrist right there would have a little bit shadowed. Her wrist right here. Hello, Artsy. Welcome to my show. Nice to meet you if you haven't been here before. I don't think you've been here before. Welcome. Oh, thanks, Terry. Terry's a night owl, and she went to bed at 1:30 and got up at 5:30 to watch my show. Oh, that's sweet, Terry. Thank you. It's kind of going behind, a little bit of shadow behind the fingernails there. Good to have you. You still with us, Patty? Oh no, perfect. Patty's still coloring along. Let me double check. She's still here. She might have had to leave. Oh, there she is. She's still here. You welcomed her to the loony bin. I'm just taking my time and putting some nice shading here and there. For the first shadowed area, we'll put some, I don't know if I want red nails or, because the roses are going to be red. The hummingbirds are going to be purple and green. Yeah, this is burnt ochre. You could use sienna, burnt ochre, terracotta. They're all very similar. Unless you're doing a full-on portrait, it's not going to matter so much, but, you know, just so you know, that's the color it is. I wasn't being particular. I just picked up whichever one of the three. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, perfect Patty was coloring along. So, yeah. All right. So here we go. Look at it real close there, Patty, if you want. This is as far as we got. See a little bit of her collarbone. That's what we have so far. Hot pink. Well, like I said, I think I'm going to do the roses red. And the hummingbirds are going to be green and purple. I haven't decided on the feathers yet. And then we're going to have parakeets, which are green, and a parrot, you know, the blue and greens up there. So I'm not sure if I want her nails to kind of like go with the roses, or do we want them hot pink? Y'all want hot pink? I think hot pink would be better with the roses. You like the collarbone detail? Yeah. We'll be shading around that too. You just got to take light layers. Take your time, especially on skin. Skin is what takes me the longest, of course, when I do portraits. You know, it's that's what takes me the longest. The eyes, none of it takes me as long as the skin shading, the skin blending, I should say. Because I just do it in gentle layers. And it takes time. Takes time. Hot pink. Okay, here's the thing about, if I just put some hot pink on there, it's probably not going to show up very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it white and then put the hot pink on it. I think instead, you know, I have been using just my white acrylic paint for everything, the hairs and the highlights. But I think right now I'm going to use my Posca paint pen. But you can use a small brush. You know, I could use a tiny brush, either one with white acrylic paint. But I'm going to go over the nails, and I'm going to probably make them a little longer. I'm going to make them a little longer than they are so they show up. You can do it however you want, but I'm going to make them a little longer. And I'll probably put 2 coats of white paint and then put hot pink on top of it. Because if I just put bright pink pencil on there now, it's not going to show up like really bright. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll let that dry, and then I'm going to put hot pink on it. Yeah, we'll do it. I would do them in dark brown so that it looks like even our hands are turning into doe feet. That's a good point. But everybody wants them bright. Y'all make up your mind, people. I don't care one way or another, to tell you the truth. I really don't care whatever color y'all want them. You know? They're either, all right, here's the thing, they're either going to be doe brown, like she's turning into, but she may not be turning into, I don't know, or hot pink. Those are the choices. Hot pink and I'm putting another layer of the paint. Now that it's dry, I'm putting another layer of the paint on top, and then I'll put the bright color. I think really it probably should be pink. Here's what I'm thinking. If I put that dark brown on top, like by her face, it might get lost. It might get lost. The brown, unless I do it like dark brown. Y'all, okay. You like the brown idea of brown. Okay, we'll go with brown then. All right, so we'll do a couple shades of brown. I'll do dark brown and a little bit of the sienna color. Let's make sure that's dry. You don't want it's got to be dry before you start. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put dark brown. And I'm going to just highlight it with the sienna. And I might get in there just to get that little crispness. I think I'm going to take a black pen and just go kind of just a little bit around the cuticle, and I'll blend it in. But I want a real nice dark black that even with a pointy brush, I probably wouldn't be able to get in there even with the a pointy pencil would be tough. So I'm going to go in there with just a little bit of black right along the cuticle and let that dry. And then I'll go back in there with the dark brown and kind of, blend it out a little. I'll hold it up here in just a second, guys. Just to give it a little bit more oomph at the cuticle. All right, let me go back with the red color. The sienna. Do we want her to have French tips? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. There you go. How's that? Does it give it enough oomph? Okay. All righty. Looks good? Okay. All right, let's get back to the girl. Let's get back to her skin because she's going to be dark. She's going to be dark, girl. She's going to be dark skin. Okay, so I'm going to now, I think I'll go with, let me see, kind of a ginger root. Where's the ginger root, I think? No, that's not. Where'd my ginger root go? That might be too light. I want something a little bit more. Might have to dig. I got all these grays here. I forget what I was working on. I don't have a lot of tan colors. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to go. Well, you know what? I might be able to. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go with the light umber. I'm going to go with the light umber because that's what we used in here. I want her to kind of match. But I don't want any gray. I don't want any gray in her body. I just want her to have these colors of kind of brown. Okay. It's got the okay. So I think what I'm going to do is very lightly. I mean, as light, I mean, I can do a little darker on down in here in the shadows, but over the light area, I'm going to put a nice light. No, you know what? I'm going to do it blue. Let's do it blue. It'll be easier to. Okay. I'm going to take blue slate and I'm going to put a nice coat of blue slate over the whole thing just to give it a little bit more shadow, and then I'm going to put the umber. Okay, and I know you probably won't be able to see this, guys. I'll try to hold it up, but I'm going to put a coat of blue slate over the whole thing. I'll show you, see if you can see it here in a minute. Very lightly. I mean, it's going to be so light it may not even show up. I'm just going over the whole thing with a nice light coat. All right, let's see if you can see the difference here in just a minute. Taking my time because I want it to be blendy. That's the thing that takes the longest is skin. It's not going to be blue when we get done. It's just an undercolor. Here. I'm going over the brown too, or the sienna color, whatever. What's not sienna? Burnt ochre. I'm going over the burnt ochre color too. I'll show you both sides here. Just a minute. Let me do her hand. Okay. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but maybe. Can you see the difference? In the hand, it's even a little harder to see. Just to give it another more depth, give it another color underneath. It just adds more depth. You can do different colors. I mean, some people use, purple, or you can use different colors under your. I mean, your skin is not just like pink. And I'm kind of trying to make it go with the face, right? With the colors that we put in the face. But I don't want any gray, but the blue is going to be under it, under the next layer. So can you tell how it's giving it depth? I hope. And again, I'm telling you guys, I can't say it enough. Light layers. I know y'all probably go, oh, we know. But if you start coloring and you don't do light layers, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, you got to have light layers. Thanks, Suzanne. Because we're building up a pretty skin. But you got to do it gently. I mean, we started out with light peach. you know, as a base, just to get some color off, you know, on the color page. What time is it? How are we doing? Okay, we've got about 20 more minutes. See if we can get her skin done. Something on the pencil or something there. A little scratchy bit. Prismas are never scratchy. They break sometimes, but they're not scratchy. Okay, so I'm getting down here in the shadows. You know, where the rose is. Well, and skin is the hardest thing to shade, in my opinion. Nothing's harder than skin. And that's why I always take my time. When you see me doing portraits and like, and by the way, I need to do July's, we need to do a July YouTube shout out person. Um, that's usually why you'll see me. I'll work for 3 to 6 hours on the portrait, and then I still need another 3 hours or more sometimes to do the shading of the skin, because that's what takes the longest. You just got to keep blending and shading and blending. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take my dark brown and just get in some of these very, oh, let me show you what it looks like so far. Why do you have to go at 11? Well, this is already part 4. I've already been doing this for 4. This is the fourth hour, fourth 45 minute. This is already part 4. I told y'all, maybe you didn't hear. I'm gonna do. I'll finish it on Monday. Okay, so now I'm going in here with some dark brown. Again, very light touch. I'm just kind of shading a little bit more under the roses and yeah, if y'all did missed again, here, this is it. The Color My Sketchbook, Grayscale 2, Bennett Klein. Okay, so I'm just getting in there with some dark brown on top of everything else, just kind of shading in there, blending, shading. See? And you wouldn't think, sometimes you think, well, you're covering that whole thing up with one color. But those layers show through as long as you have a light touch. Those layers are going to show, it makes it have depth. You think, oh, you're coloring the whole thing brown. Well, you're covering up all those other colors. But it takes all that building up of those layers to have that richness to it. Yeah, thanks, Carrie. Just very lightly. So you can barely see. Let me go finish this little section here. You may or may not see hardly any blue right there, right now. Yeah, all right, so see how it's building up compared to over here? Can y'all tell the difference? It just takes time. No, I don't have Kirby's sketchbook. I have his, the other two, the Anamorphia and the Imagimorph. Well, you bought it for me, Vicky. You bought me Imagimorphia. You know I have that one. But no, I don't have the sketchbooks. Just another little layer. Oops, sorry guys, gonna step here in camera. Yeah, Vicki bought it for me. She knows I have that one. And I did do the spider web one, remember? We eventually get back and forth between all the different color books. I know it's kind of weird that I did the spider web one for the very first one. But I liked the spider web one. And I wanted to use stickles, and we glittered it up. Just nice, soft shading. Yeah, no, I don't have that one yet. I'm sure one of these days it's probably in my Amazon cart. One of these days. It's like so many color books, so little time. Right? So I'm just getting a little bit more shadows going on here. Very gently. Okay, I need my black because I need to get along her hands here where I've colored. You can kind of see where I've kind of pencil light, pencil, not shavings, but pencil shadowing, or it's just got a little bit of, it needs a little crisping up. It needs a little crisping up along the edge on both sides. Some nice sharp lines there. Let me fix that nail too. There we go. All right, back with the dark. Just very lightly adding another layer. Thanks everybody for hanging out. You're not paying attention. Can you put a little, Dede, can you put a little bit of doe fur on her knuckles? I don't know. I don't know, guys. We already made our hands brown. I mean, our nails brown. Y'all just want her to be turning into a doe. A doe, a deer. All right, let's see. Keep building it up wherever I want it a little bit darker. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take my umber, my light umber, and I'm going to go over the whole thing again. Very lightly. Very lightly. Oh wait, let me go back to the dark brown. I want a little bit of dark brown right along the feather there. All right, back to the umber. Very lightly. You can put all these layers because you're doing it so light. You start bearing down and get a waxy buildup, and it's just not going to blend for you. Okay, can you see there? What time is it? Oh, we're getting close on our 40. Okay, I'm going to have to try to, I don't want to say hurry. I was hoping to get her skin a little further along in this segment. But we'll finish it on Monday, or well, at least we'll work on it some more on Monday. I don't know that we'll finish it. We'll see if we finish it on Monday, but we can work on it on Monday. That'll give us our Monday project. I also, I'll upload these 4 videos, and then I also have a few more, the Kelly P's book shows. I still have a few more of those to upload too. So you'll have plenty to watch over the weekend. If you run out of things to watch on the weekend, you'll have a whole bunch of stuff to watch. And I can catch up on other people's videos. Thanks, guys. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to blend it out here. Right now I'm just adding layers of color, and it'll keep getting more and more blended till it's smoothed out. She's not going to be furry. She's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the ochre and put another layer. Keep going lighter and lighter and lighter. See if I have time for 1 or 2 more layers. And thanks again, Suzanne, for the books. I do need to stop and zoom out so I can show y'all the books one more time. Let me just try to get this next layer on here in the next couple minutes so y'all can see the books again. Can y'all see how it's building up? I hope. Okay, back over the hands again. I'll post at least some kind of semi bit of the picture, and I'll call it a work in progress so that y'all come back on Monday and we'll work on it some more. Just another nice light layer. Just keep building it up. She's looking lifelike. Well, that's kind of this particular color book is very, it is kind of lifelike, you know, with the grayscale. So that's what I went for when I did the face, the deer face. Okay, I'm kind of lost her collarbone a little bit there. Go back in with a little bit of dark brown. Okay, now back with the sienna again. And then I'm going to put another color, a little bit of peach over this to kind of start to, no, I think I'll use ginger root. Start blending it a little bit together. Very light. I mean, even though I'm kind of going fast, guys, it's still a light touch. It's still a very light touch. I know I keep saying that, but it is. Okay. I don't know about that. It's just I've done it for a long time. All right, so now let me get my ginger root. Um, where is it? Ginger root. Ginger root. Is this it? Yeah. So now I'm gonna take ginger root, which is kind of like a, it's almost like a light gray with a touch of brown to it. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but it's a good color. It's almost like instead of using white, this will blend without giving it white on it. You know, like a white tint. Again, soft, soft touch. Soft. And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself when I do that. Very gently. Very gentle. Soft, soft touch. Not, even though I'm blending them out, I'm not bearing down. Do not push down. Just skim over, skim over. Even if you have to skim it over 20 times, don't push down. This segment went a little longer. I hope it doesn't have a problem uploading because I went a little long, but thanks, guys. Nice, soft. Just going over and over it real gently. Because I can still add more layers on top of this if I want, because I'm doing it so lightly. Okay, y'all see how it's blending? Just more and more layers. I'm not going to finish the skin today, guys. I don't want to have to hurry it. It needs a couple more layers, and I'm already out of time. So, and I wanted to show you the books real quick. But let me get this layer on real quick. But it's going to need more layers. Okay, on Monday. It's going to need a couple more layers to get her that rich brown that I want her to be. I'm just kind of blending out some of them right now. But she's going to need a couple more layers anyway. But you can see she's coming along. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop there, guys. And I'm going to have to go back in there with the dark in her fingernails again. I've kind of lost the darkness of her cuticles there with the coloring of the pencil around her, around her nails. So, okay. Just going to need more shading and more. See, I got to get back in there with, whoops, I got to get back in there with another Layer of dark. Can y'all see how I can still keep layering because I've gone such light layers that I can keep adding more. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, guys, and then I'm going to show you the book. So let me go ahead and zoom out some. So let's, because I am like clicked in 5 times. I think that'll be far enough. All right, let me read. I don't know. Maybe autofocus. That looks pretty good. I think we're good enough to do a quick flip. Okay, so there it looks so far. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, let me show the books real quick, and I know it's going to see it flashes out, but that's okay. You'll still get an idea. So this is the second one. Where's the first one? All right. I'll show the second one first, since that's the one we're working in. Let me okay. So let me do it. I'll take out the, I have a piece of cardstock. Always put a piece of cardstock between your pages. Now when I do a flip through this one, wherever you see black in the background, that's where I put a black Faber-Castell pit, and it did not go through. Now let me say this. I just colored like this, okay? I colored it like this, and it did not go through. If you sit there and go, it's probably going to go through. So just saying. But the pit pins didn't go through on this book. I should have done some testing. Maybe we'll do that on Monday of other mediums on the back page here to test to see what will happen. But, so yeah. So let me go ahead and show you. This is the second one. And the second one, he has little thumbnails with the names. I don't think he had that in the first one. Oops. So I'm just going to do a quick flip. Hopefully y'all can see. Is it flashed out enough? I mean, or is it clear enough where you can at least see? Hopefully. I'm just going to do a quick flip, guys. There's 25. Okay, so here you can see where I added some black. Well, if I hold it up just a little, it looks like it's a little better. And then there's the one we're working on. Thanks, guys. And again, the black is where I added the pit brush pen. I did that last night while I was watching TV with Hubster. I just added in all the black in some pages here. No thumbnails in the first one. Okay. Mermaid. So it's going to be fun coloring these and coloring them a little more on the realistic side. Here again, I did the black. Coloring them a little more on the realistic side because of the realism of the faces and everything. So thanks again, Suzanne, for the book. Well, the books. Okay, so that's Sketchbook 2. Let's do a quick flip through number 1. From Suzanne. I haven't smashed this spine down on this one like I did the other one yet. Okay. And again, I added black there. Swan Lake. And I know I'm skipping right through them, but I'm going to do a quick little slit for you. You're doing the octopus lady now? Oh, good, Suzanne. There's a bee, like a wasp. It's like the bee with the skull, and it's on a compass rose in the background. Love that one too. I love them all. They're all, you know, since I can't work on the one we're working on, I might have to work on another one this weekend. Because I want to save that, the one we're working on, I want to save it for Monday because I want to see, I want y'all to be able to see me finish it, right? I love this one too. I love how they use the hawk's head as the eyeballs. Look, see, it looks like the eyes, but it's also the hawk's head. So yeah. So that's number 1 and number 2. So thanks, guys. Yeah, you knew I would love them. Yeah. So thanks, Suzanne, again, and yeah, we'll finish up that first one on Monday. Okay. So I'm gonna go now, guys, and hope y'all have a great weekend. See you on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever we may meet. Bye, guys.